After a long section of instruction and preparation lasting 5 chapters, now in chapter 18 we move into intense action. In John's chronology, the last 5 chapters have probably taken place on, or at least lasted through, till Thursday evening. The Jews reckon the days from sunset to sunset, so though the events of chapter 18 take place on Thursday evening through till Friday morning, they take place on the same Jewish day, 14 Nisan, the day of preparation for the Passover feast, which began that year on Friday evening, and therefore was marked on a Sabbath, making it particularly special. Only the years 30 and 33 AD have a Passover, which is 15 Nisan, fall on a Sabbath, which on John's chronology helps us narrow down these events. The year is probably 30, which 8 years from now will be the 2000th anniversary. The Gospels tell the Passion narrative in a very similar way, but they each have certain differences which emphasize various things. Judas does not kiss Jesus here to identify him. Instead, Jesus takes the initiative by asking, "Who are you looking for?" They say Jesus of Nazareth, and when Jesus replies, "I am," they appear to recognize something about his divine identity and fall away. This underlines the truth of this situation, which Jesus spoke of earlier. "No one takes my life from me. I lay it down of my own accord." Other Gospels here emphasize that this is all part of scriptural fulfillment, but here in John, Jesus fulfills his own word that he will not lose any given to him. Jesus indicates his surrender by asking that his disciples go free. In the ensuing scuffle, John identifies the disciple who cuts off the ear as Peter and the victim as Malchus. As we saw with Mary, John likes to identify the participants in famous episodes. The healing of Malchus's ear is omitted. John also admits Jesus' praying and anguish. Here he rebukes Peter and tells him that he is determined to drink this cup which the Father has given to him. This is very much in line with the Gospel's emphasis on the Son and Father acting in one accord, especially the obedience of the Son. Jesus is taken first to the home of Annas. John recalls the prophecy of Caiaphas from chapter 11, that it is better for one person to die for all the people. By this, John shows us that what is happening, what Jesus does now, or what he submits to, is not some exemplary act or the inevitable fate of a prophet. It is, as John the Baptist declared at the beginning, the Lamb of God taking away the sins of the world. Annas is the father-in-law of the current high priest. High priests were appointed for life, but this prerogative has been seized by the Romans. They deposed Annas, and it was Caiaphas who now ruled. However, the Jews would still have regarded Annas with that same status and honour. Jesus is later taken to Caiaphas, but we only get the scene with Annas. Annas is not concerned with justice and truth because he does not investigate Jesus' teaching from witnesses, despite Jesus pointing out he did nothing in secret, and there would be plenty who could testify. Striking Jesus was also illegal in Jewish law, but this is politics and not justice, deeds done in the dark and not in the light. After Caiaphas, Jesus is taken to Pilate, who has come from his headquarters in Caesarea to stay in Herod's old palace in Jerusalem, to oversee the potentially dangerous festival. Pilate was brutal and insensitive to the Jews generally, but he also needed to placate them and keep a lid on things. The Jews remain outside his residence, which was unclean to them, and Pilate has to come out to them. This would be early in the morning. It is an opportunity for John to draw attention to the Passover setting. The Jews especially want to remain clean to eat the Passover. This is another significant piece of Johannine irony. They are scrupulous to observe the Passover, even as they kill the actual Passover lamb, which all Passover lambs have pointed towards. Pilate interrogates Jesus, but can't make sense of him. The charge of being a king and a challenge to Caesar is very serious, but Jesus seems to have no political or military aspirations. He appears, by speaking about the truth, to be some kind of philosopher. With more irony, Pilate asks dismissively, "What is truth?" when it is standing right in front of him. Lastly, Pilate asks the crowds if they want him to pardon this King of the Jews. Pilate doesn't seem to mind giving him this title because he has found it unthreatening. The last grim irony is that the crowd want Barabbas released instead, who actually was a real violent insurrectionist, precisely the sort of person Rome should be executing. As Jesus has repeatedly pointed out, these people who are not of the truth and do not listen to his voice are operating with an entirely different agenda. They have always lived in darkness, so let darkness reign.